All right, chess fans, I am going to share with you a really important technique. This is called opposition or taking the opposition. And this position here, it's black to move. Or sorry, white to move. Black plays check and trades rooks and simplifies into a king and pawn ending. Now, black in this position has 7 choices, and only one of them wins. And the only way you can win is by taking the opposition. And it looks like this. Putting the king right in front of your king with an uneven number of squares in between. In this case, it's 1. There is 1 square in between them. And black has opposition because it's white's move. So white has to give way in this position. The two, reasonable looking moves for white are going to be either here or here. And whichever one white chooses, black will gain ground on the other side. And so now when white goes back again, black takes the opposition. Now it's white's move, and you just kind of repeat the pattern. If white comes over here, you're going to come over here. Now, if white decides not to go back to e1 here, because he's realizing that is just going to, lose more ground, and he decides to come here, well, now you can push the pawn again. Now you can push the pawn, because pushing the e5 pawn takes away the f4 square. So then white would be forced, to maybe to go back, and then you can push the pawn again. And now, if white goes back here, like this, you take the opposition. And now, when you give way this way, now you're moving like this to control, you're moving the king to f2 to control the key square e1. So now, if white plays here, check, check, and now you've got your queen back. So opposition, just to review, opposition means grabbing that square that's an uneven number of squares in between. So 1 square is always going to be opposition when the kings are facing each other. If white played here and you play here, and white comes back like this, okay, now you've got to be you got to be a little bit careful. If white might try to play tricky, you can still take the opposition, or you can still move in front of the pawn. And if white plays here, well, you're not in opposition right now. But the thing about this position is it is a really important pawn to e5, giving white back the move. Because in this position, if you play here, white will just copy you, and you can't make any progress. So if white has the opposition and you have a piece left that you can move, you give the opposition, you take the opposition back. And you see, white doesn't have a piece on the board. White would love to be able to move another pawn or something like that, but it has to move. That's the thing about chess. So then you take the opposition and you get the control of this key square, and then you move the pawn. So this is a situation when 1 pawn is enough to win. Not always, but because your king was able to get opposition, then you can do it. All right, thanks for watching.